Hi, today we're going to look at Kahoot. Kahoot is a game-based response system that you can use in your class with your students to test their general knowledge about a particular piece of content that you've reviewed with them or gone over with them. You could actually use it as a pre-test and post-test, but you can also have students create their own Kahoots. It's a lot of fun, but it is a way for you to access information about what your students have gained. So you actually go to getkahoot.com, and then you'll actually, because you have not yet created an account, you'll start with getting your free account. You will choose your role and then put in your information about school, username, email, and password. Since I'm already got an account, and what you'll do in the future is you'll just go ahead and get into your account via signing in. This is your front dashboard, and you will see that there are a number of different ways you can actually create a new Kahoot. They're all basically the same because they are multiple choice driven, but you can have a quiz, a discussion, or a survey. And we're going to start with giving this a name. So we'll call this Lorenzo Walker and say go. And here's where your first question will be entered. You have minimum, but some, for those math teachers out there, some ways of formatting your question. We'll just actually do some very simple kinds of things here. Lorenzo Walker. You notice that the has limited characters there. That's what I was referring to. So you can create this question either with or without points, but you'll probably really want to use points because that's what makes the game fun. You can also have a change of time limit here. It ranges from 5 seconds, which is really very, very quickly, and longer, 120 seconds if the question is more difficult. Generally, you can stick with the 20 to 30 seconds. We'll make this one 20 seconds. Just leave that one without a picture. I'll try and get one next time. And then we're going to put in our answers. So this one is basically a true-false. So we'll just do true-false. Now, one thing that's interesting is because it's based on time, it's often good to change this up and make this false and then this true, especially if you're doing a number of them in a row, because students will tend to, rely on the usual pattern, and this will kind of change it up a bit. So the answer here is true. We just click here to make that then indicated here. We don't need these answers. You may only go up to 4 options on this particular quiz, and but you can get down to just the 2 as we have here. So we'll leave that for right now. Go ahead and add another question, and we'll say the Lorenzo Walker family is not involved with the campus. Again, true, false. We'll say true and false. And then this would be correct, and we'll create that here. Let me see if I can grab an image from somewhere else. Just so we have something up here. I have no idea what this picture is, but just so you can see that you can add in pictures. And we'll stop here, and you'll see that there's the opportunity for you to edit, which would include moving your quizzes or your questions around, and you can go back in and edit the name of it, etc. We'll like it the way it is, so we'll save and continue. We're going to use English, but there are other languages. We're going to make this one private only because it's just a sample, and our primary audience is school. And then our description is sample Kahoot. And we'll make this the beginner level. You can also tag it. Tags are usually for when you want to search within your own Kahoots when you have many of them, and or make it available to the public. Save and continue. You can also now drag and drop an image for the cover of your quiz. Again, we'll let Kahoot do this since we've had some issues with that. And you'll also notice that there are some experimental features involving video. I would not start playing with those yet. Get your handle on doing your Kahoots, and then you can begin to experiment with their features. But realizes that they are in beta mode on that as well. And we'll say done. So at this point you can play it. I would recommend highly that you preview it, so we'll go ahead and do that, and you'll see how this works. It takes a minute to load, gives us the quiz name. Here's the finished loading point down here. There's some options here. I would definitely recommend that you display the game pin throughout. You'll see what the game pin is in a second. But what happens is if you have your wireless drops on students, or if you have students coming in late, they can still join or rejoin if they know what that number is. So that is displayed. There's some other things here. Some of them take some, like the playing music in the lobby whilst waiting. That may take some additional bandwidth that you might not want to do, but it's up to you. You can kind of look at those. We'll go ahead and launch. And it says to get your phone and tablet and laptop out now. I'm going to go ahead and get mine ready. What you're going to do is ask students to go to kahoot.it, as you can see up here. And so they will do that on their own devices. You can also do this on computers if you're in the lab. Well, I'll go ahead and put the game pin in this one, because this is what your device would look at if you got to the right place. I was going to see if I could have another player in here, because it definitely is more fun when you see more than one. So I just got my phone ready. So I'm going to enter my phone here. I'm going to enter this one. And you'll see the next thing that happens is that you need to put in your name. And so I'll put in my name here. And I'm going to join. And you'll see that my name then does show up over here. And I'm going to join now my other device, and here's the other name that's up here, and it will give you this question, statement and then question, so you can double check. Now if you find that you've got students who are being pills and are not putting in their names or appropriate nicknames, you can always kick them out. Just by clicking on there, that will actually remove them from the game. They can get back in, but again, you can kick them out. So let's go ahead and start now so you can see how it works. We're at the Lorenzo Walker quiz. There are two questions. Question 1, Lorenzo Walker Institute of Tech and Technical High School were named after a state legislator. So if you're looking at just this, it means that you don't see the answers unless you come over here to see what is clued into or set up for that. And I'm running out of time, so I'm going to click one here, click one there. Okay, so both responses I just clicked really quickly, were false, and the answer was true, and so that was not a good question for either one of the players. And you'll see that neither of us have points. So now we'll go over here, and the faster you can put in an answer, the more points that you'll get. So let's try this. The Lorenzo Walker family is not involved with the campus, and we know that that is false. Oops, false. And we'll put true over here. So one person got it correct, one person got it incorrect, and now we'll see how those points work. So Cole, the one that you saw here, got 933 points, and Marie student get any points. Since I only have 2 questions, the quiz will end now, but you can see, you kind of get the gist of how it works, and it's a lot of fun. I would say the minimum number of questions that you'd want to have would be 5 or 6, and you can actually run them to 20-25 questions and still keep students' interest. So Cole won, and at the end there's also a place for you to rate. So we'll say, well, that was fun because I won and I learned something and I recommend it and I'm feeling happy now. So that was one response. You can download the results from here, and the results are quite nice. They come in a spreadsheet form, and you can do some manipulation if you wanted to use it for more grade-like kinds of things. But I would use it more for definitely formative, making sure that students are getting what they need. Back on the dashboard, if you click here, you'll see that it has a list of all of your Kahoots, and from here, which you would normally start at your dashboard, you can go ahead and play whichever one you'd like. The other thing that's interesting is to go to public, because there are Kahoots that have been developed by others that are willing, and those folks are willing to let you play theirs. That can only also give you some good ideas of things that you might want to do for yourself. If I wanted to do something on digital citizenship and not have to develop my own, I can see what the group has already submitted and then begin to look and say, oh yeah, that one would work for me, or whatever. So that's pretty nice as well. If you then sign out when you leave, it means that no one else will be able to get into your account, which is very cool. So if you want to play the game, create your own Kahoot, administer it in your class, submit the results to me, and you'll be able to earn the MIP. And I look forward to letting you have a good fun time with this, and certainly invite me to your class if you would like some help with administering it, or ahead of time if you want some help in getting it set up. All right, that's it.